country.
If you bring a boatload of 230, like we saw on the mega dinghy last week, and two of them are wrong-uns that commit awful crimes, surely it's worth sending all 230 back.
No, why should you punish everybody for the sins of the few?
Because you've got to look after your country. The safety of your country and your country's indigenous people comes before any other consideration.
Exactly.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Julian Discourse. Please like and subscribe. What does institutional panic look like? Watch Reform UK's Lee Anderson completely corner former Labour MP Stephen Pound over a horrifying new Home Office leaflet. The government is literally handing unvetted migrants a manual instructing them not to assault women or children. It perfectly exposes an out-of-touch establishment that knows exactly how dangerous open borders are, yet actively refuses to close the door. Watch this.
Interpretation.
Just look at the title of it, right? Understanding Behaviours and Expectations in the UK. That in itself is a complete screen of deceit, okay?
Yeah, it is.
Because what it's really about is the cultural and societal effect that people from other countries, other cultures are having on our country. And as you've just already outlined, it's actually a guidance on you must not impose yourself on other human beings, male and female, just because where you come from, it is something that happens every day.
So what's wrong with saying that?
Well, no. What I'm saying is we don't want people like that in our country. What I'm saying is that our country has a set of standards which we invented for the civilized world, and these are not civilized standards. So anybody who's got to be warned not to behave like that should not be coming to our country because of the societal and cultural damage they do to our beautiful United Kingdom.
No, Stephen.
Come on, Mike, just row back a little bit on that.
Well, should I?
Look, there are people in this country on a temporary basis, hopefully, and we have to actually let them know that there's certain things you must not do, and if you do that, you'll be on your bike by breakfast time.
Oh, I've got to interrupt there. If they don't already know that behaviour is repulsive, in the modern world, in a civilised society, they should not be here.
Well, I agree, Mike, but on the other hand, they will claim that they didn't know that. They will say, I had no idea that this was it. This actually puts down a marker and it says, this is the way we do things. If you don't like it, on your bike.
But what about the people who've let them in, Stephen? The people who've let them in know that that's not the way we behave in this country, and they're printing leaflets to tell them so.
Mike,
why on earth they let them in?
Mike, we don't have a desk bobbing around on a pedalo in the middle of the channel saying, before you go any further, my friend, can you just fill in this form and let us know what you're actually doing?
Stephen, if you was living in a little North Yorkshire hamlet, 200 or 300 villagers in this hamlet, 200 or 300 people, should I say, living in this hamlet, and there was a nearby disused army camp, and they told you, the Home Office told you there's going to move in 1,200 undocumented illegal migrants into that camp, but have no fear. Do not worry about your daughters and your women, because we're going to give everyone one of these leaflets. Would that make you... No, Stephen. Would that make you feel better?
It wouldn't make me feel that much better, but on the other hand, at least I would know that a mark has been put down. But on the key point about the army camps, you and I have been saying for years,
No, that wasn't the question. That wasn't the question,
locked up.
Stop dodging the bullet.
I'm not
Would you
dodging
feel
the
better?
point. Sorry, don't let the facts confuse you, Lee.
For years, for decades, I've been saying, I'm not against immigrants coming to this country. If they want to contribute to the way we live, to our economy, to our well-being, all well and good. But I'm worried that certain cultures around the world are so opposite to ours. I don't want my Christian culture, my way of life in England affected. I've been called racist. I've been called, intolerant. But this has been published because the sorts of offences that are outlined in that pamphlet are going up. And they've been detailed time and time again in the Crown Courts and in the punishment centres of this country.
So, Mike, after this, there are no more excuses. As far as I'm concerned, that's a damn good thing.
No,
you actually act as civilised human beings.
Why
here it is in writing. You've got no excuse again.
Why should you have to tell a human being to not behave like a barbarian, like a savage? And also, and you know this, Stephen, because you're a well-read man, defence lawyers in these sort of cases always say to the magistrate or the judge, of course, my client comes from a culture where this sort of behaviour was acceptable. They tried to use it as a defence.
No lawyer has ever defended anybody in this country by saying it is culturally acceptable to rape kids.
I've heard it reported in courts.
I've
heard it reported in courts.
Yeah. No, I'm sorry, that just isn't the case. But look,
Well, it is, Peter. It
but
is,
the
Stephen.
reality is, Mike, you cannot say that every single person crossing the channel is a potential
I've
rapist
not
or
said that,
paedophile.
have I?
Yes, you did. You said all of them.
Stephen.
No. And you said one case, right?
yeah,
so of the 50,000 that have come here since your Labour government got in, I bet you there's a percentage in there to whom this leaflet applies. If it didn't, the government wouldn't have published
Mike, can
it.
I just tell you, Boris Johnson was not a Labour Prime Minister. 2.5 million immigrants, Boris Johnson was not Labour, mate.
You see, you're dodging the bullet against it.
Yeah,
You're
exactly.
deflecting again.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'll ask you.
Lee, I'll answer any question you put to me.
Yes, but not straight though, will you, Steve?
Answer any question.
Give me a straight answer to this question. Can you understand why the vast majority of people in our beautiful country are outraged by this leaflet?
No.
You can't understand.
No. But why would you be
Why? Do you
outraged
think
by
it's
telling
acceptable?
somebody what you can't do? We have to actually remove any possible excuse that these people have. And that pamphlet, that does it.
Stephen, do you think we should detain and deport every single illegal migrant coming over the channel?
We should detain them by all means, but not deport them,
Why?
because some of them may be genuine.
Why?
Some of them.
How do you know they're genuine?
Because we won't know until we've detained them and done the full investigation. But you cannot say every single person who comes to this country,
No, but if you bring a boatload of 230, like we saw on the mega dinghy last week, and two of them are wrong-uns that commit awful crimes, surely it's worth sending all 230 back.
No, why should you punish everybody for the sins of the few?
Because you've got to look after your country. The safety of your country and your country's indigenous people comes before any other consideration.
Exactly.
I'm sorry,
We already know from intelligence sources that there might be Iranians in this country seeking to do us harm.
Mike, sadly, some Brits do as well.
Don't play that. Don't
come
play
off
that card,
it.
Sorry, mate,
Stephen. Don't play that card.
Afghans do not have a monopoly.
Listen, we cannot control the wrong-uns that are actually born and bred in this country.
Exactly.
What we can control, Stephen, is the wrong-uns we're importing across the channel.
Exactly. We've got wrong ones. Why add to them?
All the more reason for having them in army camps, somewhere out, away from hotels, away from HMOs, away from the public.
Well, what I'm saying is that those who allow this system to happen, in my view, are very happy.
Welcome back to reality. What you just watched is not a routine political debate. It is the staggering, undeniable admission of total state failure. When former Labour MP Stephen Pound attempts to defend a Home Office leaflet instructing unvetted adult migrants not to assault women and children, he exposes the complete moral and institutional surrender of the political establishment. Think about what this policy actually reveals. The government is openly acknowledging that it is importing undocumented men with fundamentally incompatible cultural baselines. Instead of enforcing the national border or deporting threats to public safety, the state's answer is to print a bureaucratic pamphlet. As Mike Parry correctly pointed out, if a grown man requires a government manual to understand basic human decency and the rule of law, he has no business being in a civilized country in the first place. This reflects the exact same institutional cowardice that allowed scandals like Rotherham to go unchecked for years out of fear of causing cultural offense. The establishment sees the rising pressure in the legal system. Yet defense attorneys routinely cite cultural background to mitigate serious offenses. Meanwhile, the British taxpayer is forced to bleed over £8 million every single day to fund commandeered hotels. Pound's excuse, arguing that some Brits commit crimes too, is the ultimate confession of civilizational defeat. A sovereign state cannot eliminate every domestic crime, but its primary duty is to control who enters its borders. Voluntarily importing foreign danger while demanding the public accept it completely shatters the social contract. The political class remains comfortably insulated in television studios while working-class communities bear the physical consequences. The public is exhausted by an elite handing out leaflets instead of deportations. They demand real security, and they can see right through the excuses.